Hello, Fabulous Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of December 2018. Looking at life and love, I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing month it is. We have an active sky, but more importantly, it is what I am calling the divine wrapping up this month. That is how I'm characterizing it, because we are going to have the end of two major retrograde cycles. At the same time, under the light of New Year's Eve, Uranus will stand still in the sky, and at the beginning of 2019 will move forward. And that means a few things, especially for you. Well, look, on the one hand, for all of us, it means that all planets will be moving forward at the beginning of 2019 for a solid 2 months. And so in many ways, it is going to feel like there's fresh energy. It's going to feel like we're moving forward that much more powerfully, ready to implement all kinds of things that we believe are going to gain traction. But for you, this becomes especially important as we move towards the very end of the month, which is the very end of the year, because Uranus is your modern ruling planet. Having Uranus standing still in the sky as you end this year is going to be a profound time of realization for you, a profound time of epiphany for you as well. And I feel like those realizations that you have are going to be ones that change your direction in meaningful ways going forward. And so as much as there's a lot happening this month, I think it's going to be a very fun month for you, very social, lots of connecting with people in a way that matters to you. At the same time, though, keep in mind that it is at the very end of the month that the energy is going to powerfully return back to you in a sense of clarity as to who you are and what you uniquely are meant to share in this world and who you uniquely are meant to be. That is going to come into focus as we end the year and as we count down the year for that matter. And that is going to end up being the most defining characteristic of this month in particular. Now, keeping that into consideration, let's look at the other things that are happening this month, because I think that they are important to you and for you. The first important thing happening this month has to do with a new moon. Now, this is happening right around the 7th of the month, give or take a day on either side, depending on where you are on the planet. And it is going to be this new moon that is happening close in the sky with Jupiter. So there's a lot of optimism, a lot of hope for you in particular. This is very strong friendship energy that is with you at this time. The only thing is that this is happening just after Mercury stands still in the sky and goes forward. And this is happening with Mercury just dipping into the very top of your sky where Venus is going to be all month. And so it looks like at the same time as this very social stuff, there's a part of you that is very much thinking about matters of career and social standing and life purpose. And chances are an important message or communication is going to come through having to do with your career right around the time of this new moon that is going to end up being deeply meaningful to you and give you a real sense of clarity and direction moving forward, and will help you to feel like more and more blessings are starting to move forward for you and open up for you from here. The thing with this new moon, though, is that it is, along with being close to Jupiter, which gives it a real optimistic energy, it will also be speaking with Mars and Neptune in conversations of tension. And Mars and Neptune are moving through financial parts of your sky. And so it looks like in some way there may be a sense of money and friendship needing to meld or mesh into each other in some way. And there may be some mixed feelings on your part around that. And it may come a little bit by surprise. It may feel like there's a little bit of urgency around these matters as well. Now, ultimately, whatever you want to do, it's always up to you. Just know that this is not an energy of gains. This energy does say that if you have it to give it freely and let it go. If it is that a friend is asking for assistance or needing assistance, or if anything like that does come up, it's up to you to decide if that is a direction you want to go in. But it's not the time to necessarily consciously mix friends and money, or think you're going to make anything, or even think that you're going to get that money back. But having said that, this can be a powerful time for consideration as to your own sense of self-esteem, your own sense of self-value, your own sense of self-worth, and how it is that that has contributed to the people who are in your life and the connections that you have with others. Where is it that your friends support a healthy sense of self-love, and where is it that you're ready to consider what other options may be there for you? And it could also be that there's something really fun you're wanting to do with your friends, something very social, but it involves some sort of a financial commitment, and you may not be sure if it's worth it for you to go in that direction. You, of course, of all the signs out there, are really good at being connected to your own truth. So stay connected to that and you will know the right answers for you. But at least where it comes to friends, if you are hoping that a friend will in some way open up more opportunity for you, whether financial or otherwise, that really starts to come together later in the month. Right around the 20th, Mercury will meet Jupiter for the last time as part of this larger Mercury retrograde season that we've been in since early November. And this is where that good news comes through, whether it's through a message, whether it's through a conversation or a random interaction. It looks like big, beautiful developments are set to find you thanks to your connection with other people. If it is that a friend is asking you to do something or asking you to participate in something, a group endeavor of some kind, you may want to accept, especially if it is being asked of at this time or if it is taking place right around this time as well. Now, as we move a little bit later in the month, right around the 22nd is when we will have a full moon. Now, this full moon is happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your day-to-day life. So it has to do with everything from your work that you do, the type of work you're doing, your clients, your customers, and your immediate supervisors. It also has to do with how well you are taking care of yourself. The thing that makes this full moon special is that it is essentially unaspected, which means it's not making significant connections with other power players with mathematical precision. And so this becomes important for a few reasons. One is there's a certain private isolation quality to this energy. The other is it is a full moon, so it's part of having things come full circle or reach a conclusion, but it's happening at the very beginning of its sign, so it also represents a beginning. And so as I look at this, I feel like chances are you're going to be very busy right around this time. Now, there might be some things that you are wanting to do, some things that you're wanting to implement, or other projects that you are working on that you are wanting to bring to a close. These are all ways to tap into this energy. It's not the time necessarily to implement new things. As I said, it is January and February that are powerful months for implementation, especially of new things and new endeavors, but this is not that moment. This is not that time, and that really is okay. It's more about getting honest with yourself if you like what you're doing. Do you like how you're living? Do you like how you feel within your own body and your sense of well-being? And where is it that you are ready to get honest with yourself in this regard? And where is it that you feel ready to let one part of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, let one part of it go so that you can feel better, so that you can be happier as you move through your day, so that you can feel like you are doing something that resonates as right for you and something that helps you to feel your very best. These are going to be the truths that arise for you at this time, but they are going to be deeply personal to you. And the changes you implement as a result will also be all your own. This can also be a time when a coworker chooses to leave your work, and it might feel a little bit like you're up in the air. You're not really sure what this is going to mean for you or for others. And so it looks like there isn't necessarily a very clear pathway forward as a result of this change, but just know that that can happen under this sky. And this can also be a time for you where you realize that what you're doing in terms of your day job or your day in and day out life, that you want something to be different. You want something to change. Well, the great thing is that the change is on the horizon with the North Node newly in this part of the sky. 2019 will bring all kinds of changes to your day-to-day life, and I will talk to you about that every single step of the way. Now, when it comes to matters of love, a few things happening here that are important. The big thing is the end of Venus retrograde season. And so right out of the gate, we do have at the very beginning of the month, Venus standing across the sky from Uranus. But then very soon after, we'll change signs, and it will be in the middle of the month, right around the 16th, that Venus will speak with Saturn in harmony before 2 days later leaving shadow. So this is all very exciting. These are conversations that are being repeated that have been characteristic of the larger Venus retrograde season that we've been in since early September. And so in many ways, it is going to be this month that clarifies the lessons that we've been engaged in our own individual lives, but also sets the stage for your pathway forward where it comes to matters of heart. Now, for some of you, this energy is going to be experienced a lot more where it comes to matters of career and social standing. As I said, there are blessings to be had this month in that regard, as we have Mercury spending a little bit of the time early in the month in this part of the sky as well, at the very top of your sky, where Venus will be for almost the entire month. And it is going to be this area that has this blessing of Venus, especially as we move towards the end of the year. It feels like a time of real achievement for you, or at least you're enjoying the things that you have achieved, especially over the course of this year. But of course, a lot of people are going to experience this more in the context of love as well. And if you are open to meeting someone new, it is going to be you thinking very big picture. That has been a huge characteristic of this Venus retrograde season. And it is in considering the larger perspective that you are going to understand what this Venus retrograde season has been meant to teach you, and where you are in love and why, what your expectations are in love, where you feel like they have been met, where you have felt like, are they reasonable or are they not? Well, you will come to your own conclusions in the middle of the month, and a conclusion that'll help you to feel that much more solid and secure within yourself. For those of you who are getting to know somebody, this is a month of real honesty about whether or not this person fits into that bigger picture of your life. And if they do, it really will be in the middle of the month that you commit more deeply. And if they don't, then you will accept that as well and make changes as a result. And if it is that you are in an established bond, it looks like there's some big dream or big goal or something you're really wanting to have or to make happen, and wondering if your partner supports you in that endeavor, well, you will know for sure as we get to the middle of the month. It is going to be, at least at the very beginning of the month, that there might be some romantic surprise that takes you a little bit aback. It may be that your partner makes a choice, or you make a choice to do something together or take on some adventure together that feels like a little bit of a choice that came out of nowhere. But it is as we get to the middle of the month that the two of you will find that opportunity to be on the same page and set your course forward. What I love about this month for you, well, look, I do love, at the end of the day, I do love that we have this beautiful energy in a part of the sky that is considered your home in the sky. That is that connection of Jupiter. Jupiter is moving through, slowly but surely, what is considered your home in the sky. It's a part of the sky that has to do with being social, connecting with all kinds of people, connecting with people everywhere in a wider sense, in a digital sense, even in a social media sense. And so you are, in some ways, being asked to be present, to be there, to be engaged in the lives of others. And the great thing is that even when it lends itself to some questions or uncertainty, at least around the new moon, by the time we get to the middle of the month, you are seeing how it really is other people who carry great blessings for you now. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.